The dictionary defines arachnophobia as the extreme or irrational fear of spiders. If you have arachnophobia, then I do not recommend watching this movie. I think most people are at least creeped out by spiders, and that's why this movie was remembered so well. But does it hold up? Let's watch. It all starts out somewhere in South America. A research team is sent deep into the rainforest where no man has ever returned. Down there, they set up funnels to trap all the bugs they just killed, and soon it starts raining insects and spiders. But the spiders aren't dead, and one hops on for a ride. Back at base camp, this guy has a fever, so he's taking a break in his tent. And bam, the spider bites him, killing him almost instantly. When they find the body, they all assume it's just from the fever, so they box him up and send him home, along with his new 8-legged buddy. Now, in California, we meet the Jennings family. They just moved into the same town that the corpse was sent to. Ross Jennings is a physician who was promised a job in this small town. But once he gets there, the previous doctor, Dr. Metcalf, decides he doesn't want to retire. But all this doesn't really matter. What does matter is Ross is extremely afraid of spiders. So much so, when their son sees one, it's his mother, Molly, who has to scoop it up and take it to the barn, where our South American friend is waiting. And it just so happens this spider is female. The South American spider? Yep, you guessed it, is a male. They get it on and make hundreds of baby spiders that terrorize the town. First, it's Mrs. Hollins, who they all assume died because Ross took her off her heart medication. Then it's this football player, who just got tackled, and they say it was an injury from that. This movie does a really good job at this. We all know they died from a spider bite. But for now, everyone in the town thinks they are safe. That is, until Dr. Metcalf keels over. Ross knows something else is going on here, and on closer inspection, sees all these people were killed by spider bites. Now it's time for the exterminators show up. Oh yes, the exterminator Dilbert, played by John Goodman. He's what I remembered so much about this movie, and now I know why. It's his dry sense of humor. It's great. He's so casual with everything.
I didn't find a thing. Go figure.
Well, then why is all the wood rotting?
I'll tell you why. Bad wood.
I say at times he outshines Jeff Daniels, who's funny in his own right. The movie does a good job with mixing horror and humor. So, anyway, he's called into several houses to spray for spiders. But he finds the good old classic boot method works best.
I'm bad.
Ross knows he's gonna need more help, so he calls a spider professional, who was one of the guys on the expedition from the beginning. It takes him a while, but eventually he figures out that one spider came over from South America. This is the General. It mated and made the first generation. This generation, luckily enough, can't reproduce, and they have a very short lifespan. However, it also made a queen, and once the next generation is born, it can't be stopped. And eventually, they'll wipe out all of humanity.
Now, he believes he came across one of the offending spiders a couple hours ago.
Might you have brought it with you?
Actually, it's probably still in the bottom of my shoe.
Some pretty serious stuff. So the group set out to take down the Queen, General, and the egg sac, which are all conveniently at the Jennings household. The family escapes as spiders take over the house, but Ross is stuck inside. He falls over the handrail all the way down to the basement, where he spots the nest. He takes out the queen by frying her in the fuse box, but the general won't go down without a fight. Ross freezes up. He can't move, but then he launches it into the fire. But wait, now it's a flaming giant spider. Ross gets ready and fires a nail gun, hitting both the spider and the egg sac.
Nice shot.
Arachnophobia is one of those movies that everyone seemed to have watched as a kid. And maybe that's why we're all so afraid of spiders, so yeah, thanks for that. They did a good job taking extra special care to use mostly real spiders throughout this whole movie. The only animatronic spider was the General, which interestingly enough was made by Mythbuster Jamie Hyneman. The actors all do a great job, which is kind of expected when you have talent like John Goodman and Jeff Daniels. But it's also the townsfolk that do a good job too. It is a little long, but they use that time wisely with character development. If you haven't seen Arachnophobia and you don't have an extreme fear of spiders, check it out. I give Arachnophobia 3.5 casual exterminators out of 4.
What's your speciality, Manly?
Football.